Welcome back to week 11. 12? 12. 12. It's 12.
Well,
It's not 11. It was 11 last week. I looked at the number when I was changing it to 12. It is now
we
12.
could just get stuck in episode 69 for 3 years again.
If we get to episode 69 in this series, we can get stuck in episode 69 again. That's true. We can do that. I don't know if we'll last that long, but it's possible. So last time y'all picked up the remains of the dragon and stuff. You weren't able to carry it out, but you tried. And you patched yourselves up, investigated your surroundings a little bit more, tried to figure out what more you could do down here. And you found a few more interesting things. You found another path deeper down into the darkness that was guarded by 3 strange reptilian creatures. And you found a weird ancient chamber of some kind that had these elemental orbs floating in it, one of which exploded into a small rat made of fire that came out and just started attacking you wildly. But you dispatched these threats pretty quickly. You got back to investigating, and hey, that's where we pick up now. Might as well just bump the map open. Bring y'all back down underground.
Is this the part where we roll to retch?
Yes, everybody simultaneously rolls to vomit your guts out because of the smoke from last time.
Is that fortitude save?
Yes. Just keep rolling until you get a 22, and we'll see how long it takes you to throw it all up. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, this is bad. So you're all just rolling around on the floor, like, doubled over. God.
These rolls are mostly nocty.
Rubbing your eyes, trying to get the ash out of your eyes and stuff. Just, it's a miserable sight.
We're aiming for 22?
22.
Crap, I've got to roll an 18.
So does Nocti.
You guys okay?
Actually, wait, no, I have to roll a natural 20 for fortitude.
Oh no.
Damn. Poor Ashay. Oh, God. Unfortunate, honestly.
It doesn't help that sickened makes it harder to recover from sickened.
That is true. That does not help.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
DC
so if you
22.
had taken 2, you just couldn't recover.
No, a nat 20 would still bump it up.
Oh.
It would bump it up
Okay.
from a failure to a success.
Is the cloud of ash still here?
No. In fact, the body has disappeared. And you killed it. It just kind of went poof into smoke and dissipated. Yeah, so now that this room is no longer dangerous, but maybe smells of vomit, what do you all want to do?
Do we think that these other 2 orbs are going to transform into another creature?
DM, do I think the orbs are going to transform into another kind of creature?
This sounds like an investigation of some kind. What kind of skill would you like to apply in examining these orbs? What kind of angle would your character apply?
Could I use a recall knowledge arcana?
Sure.
Oh, I was supposed to roll that in secret, huh?
Yeah.
Let's see. Last time we found out that they were like primal in nature. So I'd probably think about it from a nature perspective, if that makes sense.
Sure, yeah, you can roll a recall knowledge nature if you want.
I would like to attempt the same thing.
Go for it. Anything from you, Ogden?
I rolled recall nature.
Oh, you did. Okay, I saw that there. Thank you. For some reason, I saw the O on that right after Osmond said I wanted to roll, so I just thought that he already rolled, but he did not. All right, there we go. Now I've got everybody's rolls in. All right, so looking at these orbs, trying to figure out exactly what's going on in here, trying to figure out if they're going to attack, anything like that. I think, unfortunately, none of you really can figure anything out. You see, like, one's very clearly very earthen, and another one's very clearly like air. But I mean, nothing's jumping out at you yet. Yes, I gave you XP at the end of the session.
I believe it was 200.
You should all have 474.
Yes.
All right, there we go. Damn, halfway to the next level already. Crazy.
That dragon went hard.
True.
Maybe that's another question for the wizard at the shop. Oh, his name, I can't.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty worn out for the day in terms of adventuring power.
Yeah, I'd rather not stick around in case something does come out of another one of these orbs.
I agree.
I mean, there's only that one other path left, right? The one that goes down?
There was that one, and then there was something going out of the dragon lair.
Right.
I mean, I can do destructive things, but that's about it for now.
Maybe we go up, take a nap, talk to some people on the surface before coming back down?
Yeah, we can try to get our fortunes told again.
Maybe see if we can hire somebody to help us with the dragon?
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
Alright. Was there any... This is Joanna, because I have memory worms. Was there any loot that we left behind, like on bodies and stuff, from our most recent adventures?
Don't think anything of terrible worth. I think the lizard creatures had like a couple silver pieces worth of weapons on them.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking more like leather armor, that kind of deal.
I mean, you fought some kobolds a while ago. I don't know if you ever looted them, but it's kind of scattered everywhere.
I thought we looted the kobolds that were guarding the dragon.
Hey, I mean, if we can get that dragon up, we'll be pretty rich, and then we might not have to worry about what we've got so far.
That makes sense.
Oh, we did not loot these kobolds.
Those are the ones
Alright.
over here, right?
Yeah.
Oh, this one's got a crossbow. Oh, we looted the treasure, but not the bodies. Okay.
If we're just going straight back up, why am I? Oh, that's the corpse. I'm gonna encumber myself a bit.
Same.
I mean, since we're just gonna go up north, do we want to put the stuff in the party stash? And then it
We
can
might run
just
into something.
it
Never
can just
know.
be transferred for money.
I mean, realistically, when it
let's-
comes to weight, we have to make sure that we can physically carry it out.
Yeah, I agree. Let's
Okay.
do it on your sheets for now, and then when you get back into town, we can party stash it if needed.
Yeah, pretty much anything we've been party stashing is something that doesn't have a weight value.
Yeah, like gems and stuff, coins.
Points don't have a weight value in this system.
I don't actually remember. I don't think so. There might be, but
As far as I know, treasure doesn't have bulk.
yeah, it doesn't look like it does.
Interesting.
Alright, well, I've got a lot of leather armor now.
I've got a couple crossbows. Nothing else really worthwhile in here, is there?
There's
there's
still
another
some
leather
leather
armor.
armor on some of the kobolds. I just got about as much as I can carry.
Oh. I think I have more than I can carry now. Oh, the bar at the bottom of my screen went red.
Yep, same.
I can grab some stuff if needed.
I think we've just got one set of leather armor left.
Yeah, there's another set of leather armor. One of these kobolds? Well, not on the kobold, probably just like plopped on top of the kobold. This seems like a really inefficient way to store loot.
It's the kobold that's on the left poking up a little bit near the table.
I do like the idea that you just picked a random body and just dumped all of your shit on top of the dead body. It's very
Right?
funny.
We couldn't have like chosen a corner, or maybe even
There's
the treasure
literally
chest.
there's literally a chest in the room. Yeah.
I like to think we dropped like 3 sets of leather armor on this kobold. No, we just like put 3 sets of leather armor on the corpse on top of each other. Stacked armor. Alright. Can Octi carry anything? Oh. I'll have to look into that.
To the surface, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now we wait.
So you got all the looting done?
Yes.
Okay. I was waiting for you to do the inventory map.
Now we lobby the Jordan to take us back to the surface.
I figured I would let you do the video game thing of clearing the map of loot, and I would read up on my notes. All right, you got all the loot. You cleared the map, 100%. And back up to Otari you go. It's early evening at this point. So where would you like to go with all this newfound loot and stuff?
Well, we've got a lot of leather armor to sell.
Which is probably the garrison.
Yeah, it's what, 4 gold worth of leather armor? From
Alright.
me.
Any of the bulk stuff, go ahead and throw that in the party stash now that you're on the surface. And I can just bulk sell it.
Stash. Stash. Crossbow.
I'll sell this
Sword.
emerald as well.
Armor. Snare kit. Did they take snare kits? I can't remember.
Yeah, they'd take those.
Okay.
If only they worked on a dragon.
I don't think your armor worked on the dragon either, to be fair.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. A 33 to hit. That is something.
Hmm. Do we need to patch up your armor at all? Like, it kind of bit you in half. I don't know the most about armor, though.
Is that something we need to do?
Alright, coins distributed, things sold. So, you drop some things off the garrison. They're happy to take your random odds and ends of armor and things, put it, back in their storage in case it ever is needed in the future. You never know when they need to arm the city for, defense against something. And yeah. Now what? Where to?
Did my
Oh.
armor need to be repaired?
It was just flavor.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna mechanically punish you for describing
Being
how you
bitten.
got hit. Yeah. There are things that can mechanically break your armor, so I'll save that for that.
That's why I have a repair kit.
Yeah.
We should probably talk to the owner of the fishery and let her know that we're done down there, but that there are 2 tunnels she might want to. Well, if she really solidifies that wall, that sort of closes off everything.
Well, we still don't know where the other 2 go, right? They still might be a problem.
Do we want to sleep and see if the one from the dragon lair goes up to the ruins?
Sure. Should we go talk to Rin for the night? Before we sleep, though?
Huh? Yeah, sure.
Don't mind me, just a Rin enjoyer.
Okay, just to speed it along, I'll just do the roll. Oh, no. Oh, wait. Might as well just re-roll it every night, right? Just wait until you get a negative result from it, and then you'll never go back again.
But she has good tea.
True. Ah, Foundry, what'd you do?
I would go anyway for the tea. It's worth it.
Rin is unable to read the stars tonight.
All right.
Did she offer tea?
Yes.
Excellent.
So is the plan sleep and then back down underground again, or did you have anyone else to stop with on the way?
Is Blades for Glades open right now? Because that would be the one person that I think we might want to go ask about helping us
Probably-
carry.
Probably not if you already went to have your fortune read by the stars.
Okay.
But in the morning, you can do it in the morning, absolutely. Yeah, let's just yada yada that along a little bit. Hi Lily, hello. And so you all return to your apartment or the library, wherever you find yourselves at rest for the evening. And you wake up the next morning after your rest completes, so you may all hit all those buttons as required. All right.
I'm going to attempt to treat wounds on myself.
Oh no.
Fair enough. Wake up in the morning, do some. I guess it's not first aid at this point.
Well, second aid.
Second aid, yeah. True. Oh, F.
Can you make that public?
Yes,
no.
it's a 14.
Oh.
Okay. Well, not too bad.
Yeah, you didn't actually, explode.
Oh, there we go.
Nice. So Ashay gets up, and after about an hour and 10 minutes or so, you manage to patch yourself up.
Yeah, so I'd suggest our priorities for the day are get the dragon, sell the dragon, explore the tunnels for as long as we feel up to it. Does that sound?
That sounds like a good plan. I did want to see if we could find anything else out about the orbs before we go back down, though, just in case.
We could split up for the morning. One of y'all could go to Blades for Glades and arrange for getting the dragon. I could see about finding a buyer for the dragon. And
Did
then
we?
Ale could go do some research.
I do like research.
Was it said that Blades for Glades would be the place to buy the dragon?
Probably. I mean, you could ask around town and just try to figure that out. But that seemed that when you were underground and thinking about it, several of you rolled like some crafting checks and things. That was the place that you thought of first. And that doesn't mean it's necessarily the only place. Doesn't even necessarily mean that that thought was correct, but that is what you thought. So depending on
Yeah.
your interpretation of it was said that Blades for Glades, then yes.
I would want to check with the wizard just to see.
Oh, can you ask him about the orbs while you're there? I was gonna go ask some people in the library.
Sure.
Yeah, we should also ask him about. I'm totally blanking on the actual name, but the Deep Dark.
The
I think
Dark
it's
Corner.
The Darklands?
The Darklands is correct, yes.
Okay.
All I can think of is Underdark, because I am D&D brain rot.
The Darklands.
We can ask. I'm not sure we're ready to go in the Darklands if we barely survive that dragon, but I could just be paranoid.
Well, that's why it's good to ask.
All
Oh, that
right.
dragon was scary. I'm with you on this one.
So I'm gonna head to Odd Stories.
I'm gonna go back to the library.
Okay. What are you doing at the library?
Given that I work there part of the time in exchange for
Allegedly.
living there, yeah, allegedly.
You have been
I
absent
assume
for a week.
Has it been a whole week?
Yeah,
It's been about a week, I think. I was thinking of having you do the pay for cost of living. But yeah,
Okay.
we'll get to that.
So let's say you spend a couple hours frantically shelving things in the evening.
yeah, that's on brand for Hela.
Are you gonna do like a research roles? Are there or something? Like, what was the plan?
No, I'd assume like I know some of the staff. So I'd probably ask if they knew anything or could point me in the direction of a book that might help.
Okay.
Because like
I think we've done
Ayla
this
knows that she
before.
likes books, but she also knows that she's garbage at research.
Classic. I can't remember what we used for this before. Because you don't have like a lore library use skill or anything like that.
I have Lore Underworld.
Exactly. You're really good at, you know what? Since you said you're gonna ask somebody, I guess this would be diplomacy, or society. I guess.
I'm not good at either of those, but that's okay.
Well, if you want to deceive your way into it, you could do that instead. But you described it as
No,
asking somebody to help you. So
yeah, that's not how I just. Okay, diplomacy it is.
Yeah, since you're essentially doing a research role, just using a skill. You went to the library. So what were you trying to find out?
I was trying to learn about the elemental orbs that the smoky weasel popped out of.
The smoky weasel. Okay, so you.
This is how Ayla sees the world. I can't help it.
Are you sure this isn't how Sky sees the world?
It's how Sky sees the world too. We are very similar spirits.
Okay, so you are pointed to a book about elemental magic as you tried to describe what you saw, and your coworkers tried to interpret what you're saying and figure out how to even direct you to a place. You find a spot, you find a book, and it's a book about all sorts of elemental magics and things, and a lot of it's familiar to you as an elementalist yourself, as a kineticist yourself. You don't find anything that looks exactly like that room, though. It doesn't appear to be like there's no reference images of that layout of a room or of those orbs or anything. So your best guess is that it's not like a common like thing, if that makes sense. It's not like this is a place of blank. It just looks like something somebody built. So you're not the book doesn't necessarily tell you what it is, but the lack of information.
Specific references of spooky, floaty elemental orbs.
Yeah, exactly. But that lack of information it is in itself a form of information, right? Like it's it's not like a specific construct of some kind. It's not some sort of specific ritual or anything. It's something somebody made for some other purpose. You're not sure why. So that's what Ayla uncovers at the library. Who else was going to Odd Stories?
I would probably be heading over to Odd Stories, maybe not staying long, so I could talk to the guy from Blades for Blades.
Okay. I mean, I don't think Ashay was planning on staying super long at Odd Stories either.
Ashay was gonna ask the questions and also inquire about Dragon.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
What to then?
Asking about the Darklands and the elemental orby things, and then inquiring as to whether this person would be interested and or able to buy a dragon or go in with other people to buy a dragon.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, so you head to Odd Stories, and it's late enough in the morning at this point that it's open. It's Wizard Tower bookshop as usual. You open the door, and the doorbell rings a couple times. You hear the ding ding ding, and you find Morbilant at the counter as usual. Yes, hello, welcome. Back so soon. Good to see you. You here to buy some books this time, or just here for more of my sage advice?
sage advice and potentially offering interesting results of our endeavor.
I see. Very curious. Well, how can I help you?
So, do you have any books about the Darklands?
Well, I could check my husband's wares, I suppose. I'm not as familiar with his stock.
Yeah, preferably something that's more fact than fiction.
Yeah, so that is his corner of books back there, and he points to a, a section of the store that's lit a little bit less brightly, and it's just like a kind of a nook in the back of the building. It appears that not nearly as many people come here for the nonfiction books. You can look through those. You might find something. The Darklands, though, interesting.
Yeah,
I
and then
can draw some conclusions there based on that you're even asking that.
I'll also ask, describe the elemental orbs and the fact that one of them seems to be the source of an endless fountain rivery thing, and the other turned into a burning rat.
Huh.
And ask if he's seen or heard of anything like that.
Doesn't sound like anything I've heard of in particular before, no. But if I had to guess, some wizard's experiment long ago?
Okay. I was
Probably nothing to be concerned about. You could, take it all down if you're worried, I suppose, or... I don't know.
Well, the smoke from that fiery rat really made everyone sick.
Well, he trapped an elemental, whoever this wizard was. Interesting. The other orbs may be trapped elementals in similar ways, or not.
Would a
Hard to
trapped
tell without being down there.
elemental be the source of that river then?
Well,
Could you have a
likely not.
non-sentient trapped elemental?
I would have to imagine that if the water is flowing endlessly, it's coming from somewhere. It's hard to say without going down there and examining the ruins myself. But, well, it could be any number of things. Perhaps no elementals were trapped in the first place, but that one was attracted to the energies it found and just decided to live in there until you disturbed it. It was the only one that broke free, yes?
Yes.
That's...
It looks like one of them, the water one, was smashed already. Because instead of an orb, there was the pool of water that was flowing downhill.
Yes, I have no clue exactly what it is. Like I said, if I had to guess, some wizard's room for experiments, and perhaps these were each just some manner of elemental accumulation. I can't quite say.
Last thing, would you or your husband have interest in a green dragon wormling's body?
A green dragon wormling's body. He shifts his spectacles up his face a little bit, raises his eyebrows. You all... Wow. Oh, excellent job. You did it. Congratulations on that effort.
We got in a few lucky heads. It was close.
I imagine so, but hey, nonetheless, you did it, so, I joked about it before, but yes, the heroes of Otari truly have visited my shop. I'm afraid I have no particular use for such a body, but I appreciate you coming to me with this news, with this offer. I
If
am,
we
of
were
course.
to have some leftover parts, would there be any you'd be interested in?
Not so much.
Okay.
I am formally trained in the magical arts, of course, but my occupation of late is bookkeeping and selling books, and this is the passion I've truly found here.
Understood. Always good to have found your passion and follow it.
I appreciate that.
So, aside from the folks at Blades for Glades, would there be anybody else who would be interested in the dragon?
Well, they are the most likely. I'm sure they would appreciate the scales. You could stop by Crow's Casks, talk to Magaloy, but not sure exactly how much she would get out of it. Perhaps some sort of potent poison or some such. But,
At the very
well,
least, I feel like she'd be interested in observing.
this is true, yes. I am not sure Magaloy would have, a great desire to sell an extremely potent poison in our town. But, you should talk to her about it. I won't speculate.
Okay. As we head out, I would whisper to my group. In that case, we might also want to check by the Crook's Nook and see if they're interested.
Yeah, if not the dragon, maybe just the mushrooms too.
Then again, do we want to get involved in poison dealing here?
Probably not. I've had dealings in the past, and they're an interesting bunch of people.
Alright, well, we'll keep that in case of emergencies or some large scale disaster, I guess. And then I guess I'll head over to Blades for Glades.
All right. So Carmen Rajani is there as usual, along with all of his apprentices, just, hammering away at some metal at some of the various forges here within this building. I think this time he doesn't notice you enter. He's currently instructing somebody.
Is there a bell or something on the counter?
No.
I would, as politely as possible, clear my throat.
Yes. You just do this. Yep, just like that. Yes, okay. Just continue on like that. I'll be right back. How can I help you?
Well, we need to hire a team and then find a buyer for a green dragon wormling corpse.
Green dragon wormling corpse, you say. When you started that sentence, I assumed you meant a group of warriors to go down with you.
We already did the risking life and limb thing.
Well.
It's just a little bit too unwieldy for including a couple magic users to haul out from under the fishery.
You can tell he's looking at you all with like a sense of newfound respect. Well done. Yes, so to business. A team, you said. A team. To haul the body out, I suppose, and you are wanting to do business with Blades for Glades, of course.
Yes. If you were interested in buying the body, we could just take the cost of the team out of that.
Excellent thought. I was thinking the same myself. We'll need to assess the corpse, of course, and find out exactly how much we'll make off of it, and all of that. We can do an assessment down in the caverns if you wish, or we can bring it up here and just work out what we owe you afterwards.
Either way works. Just need to wait for the last one of us to finish a research project at the library, and then we're good to head down.
Very well. Once my apprentices here have finished their current tasks, I'll group everyone up. Meet you at the fishery.
Can we retcon and say that we'd be at the fishery by noon?
Sure. I mean, that
And,
makes
like,
sense.
have agreed on a meeting point in time.
Yeah, that makes sense. Or you could just walk down to the library and get Ayala.
Either way. Actually, it would be fun to go see what AL is like doing, so while they head to the fishery, I'm gonna jog over. I guess with anyone who wants to come with and go bother a resident bookworm.
I didn't hear anyone say no, so you're all headed to the library.
Right.
Unless I think Ogden, do you have other business at Blades for Glades, or are you just asking about the dragon?
I was just going to ask about the dragon.
Okay, cool. All right, so you all head down to the library. And the library itself, I mean, it's called the Dawnflower Library, right? But it's actually not entirely a library. And you all would have known this from having visited it multiple times before. But it's actually like a massive shrine, essentially. It's a massive temple, which a large bulk of the interior serves as a library. There's many books that are stored here, of course, but it is decorated on the outside like a temple. It's got a massive statue to the Dawnflower herself, of the Dawnflower herself, standing atop it, and so on and so forth. It's got multiple sub shrines within to multiple other good aligned deities, especially the deities that are most commonly worshipped in this town, and so on and so forth. But there is a portion of the building which is the library, and so you all approach this building, which is specifically located within the town, so that like alongside that cliff there, it manages to get as much sunlight as possible throughout the day as the sun rises and sets. They wanted to make sure it stayed out of the shadow of the cliff from the west side. So they brought it down to the edge of the water there. And so it's always like a shining beacon on the shore. As you enter, you see the massive temple doors leading in towards the main chamber, and then you take a little bit of a side route around and into the library, where you eventually find Ayala. And where would you be, Ayala? Describe how they find you.
I think they would find Nocti first. She would be roaming around the library, having a good time, doing cat things, chasing her tail, rolling over in the sunlight. Cats don't chase their tails, but their tails surprise them.
Some cats do, especially if they're orange.
Or if their tail offended them.
So as Nocti noticed you all approach, she would walk up, give a nice soft little meow, and then turn away, leading you in a direction.
I would follow.
Does Nocti actually lead them to Ayala, or does Nocti just kind of lead them through the library?
Nocti takes a little bit of a roundabout path, but she does lead them to Ayla's room, where they would find her in her hammock, even though the room is a little bit dusty, just like holding the book over her head and reading. She'd have a few papers on her desk with scribbled diagrams of what the room looked like, a cork board with some pieces of paper pinned to it with red string connecting them. A very, despite the disheveled and dusty look of the room, the bed clearly has one spot on the pillows that's not covered in dust, which indicates that it's Nocti's bed and not ALS.
Of course.
Yeah, that's how you would find Ayla. Oh, hi, yes. Sorry. Books.
Are we ready to go on? We found a group that's going to help us with the dragon. We just need to show them where it is, and then they'll do a inspection kind of deal.
Great.
Appraisal. That's the word. Appraisal.
I learned nothing, which means I learned something.
All right. You can tell us as we go.
All right.
Well,
And with that, we cut to you all approaching the fishery, still talking to each other. As you catch each
how
other.
I gained no information and how that no information was some information, you know.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
When you arrive at the fishery, there are already there is already Carmen Rajani and a bunch of his apprentices all geared up and ready to go. A bunch of them have like big packs with a bunch of rope on them and stuff. All right, ready when you all are.
All right, let's go.
All right. And this is something we can sort of skip over as well, but you lead them down into the tunnels below, and their eyes grow wider and wider as you lead them deeper and deeper underground here. And they're like, they had no idea this twisted network of tunnels was down here right under their town. And as the dangers grow more and more, they see the corpse of that giant spider you killed. They see all the kobold bodies lying around that are starting to stink, so on and so forth. Deeper and deeper until you find the room with all of the mushroom fumes and the dragon body. They perform an on-site evaluation, and Karan Rajani hands you over a pouch of 100 gold pieces, which I will add to the party stash. And then distribute.
All right, pleasure doing business.
And with you as well. Come by the shop in the next couple weeks or so, and we might have something very interesting made out of this. Although, I'm sure you'll have saved up more coin by then. You're already making so much in just a week here.
Well, we certainly do like to keep busy, or end up poking things. One of the two.
Of course. All right, men. Heave ho! And they start pulling the dragon out. And it's a slow process, but they're making their way. It's just an awkward shape, and a lot of the nooks they've got to fit the body through are a little too small for them to easily carry and all that stuff. But they're beginning to work it out. Do you all explore the tunnels while you're down there?
I think since we're in the dragon mushroom place, I'd want to poke through the tunnel that leads out of it. See if it can take us to the ruins, because we knew there was a way from the ruins to this network.
All right. So you light your torches, if you hadn't already. You all start going down that tunnel. And it's long, but you keep finding more and more evidence along the way that this tunnel was, ever so slightly widened in some places, or straightened out in a few others, where like a really awkward bend was sort of cut off a little bit. Somebody dug out part of the side, so on and so forth, just to make this tunnel more convenient over time. You keep traveling, and about an hour passes, and you think about turning back, but then the smell of the air changes a little bit, almost imperceptibly at first, but those stale underground fumes, especially in that mushroom cavern, start to give way to much more fresh air. So you travel a little farther, and a little further, and then you see off in the distance just the faintest speck of light. And after about 2 hours of total travel, you emerge from that tunnel into the forests. Somewhere far out of town. A few miles easily.
Okay.
Now, why
That's not what
didn't
I expected.
the kobolds just take this route to get out of town? Although, I guess we don't know where the door connected still, if that led us here.
Yeah, and I mean, they would have had to get past the dragon to do it.
I mean, they seem to be on friendly-ish
They were
terms.
terrified of their boss.
Ooh, okay, that's fair.
So, is there a specific area in the forest where we are, or is it not specified?
Are we off
Not
the map?
not within the map. Yeah, you're off the map.
Oh.
You're miles away.
How big is the map? There's no scale on the map.
The map is about a half a mile tall.
Okay, so the town's like a quarter mile by a quarter mile, to be generous.
Yeah,
Probably
to be
closer to-
generous.
Yeah. Well, I'd ask how we're gonna get back, because I have no idea where we are. But I guess we could always just take the tunnel again.
Yeah, and then we've got one more tunnel left, and then if that doesn't lead to the ruins, I suggest we call it for the day. Oh wait, no, that tunnel leads to the Darklands. I guess start at the ruins and see if we can find our way from there tomorrow.
To be a little technical, you found a tunnel, and outside the tunnel you found creatures that you know to be native to the Darklands. You haven't actually explored the tunnel yet to find out where it goes.
They could have spawned from that orb.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
I did want to look at the orbs one more time, if that's all right, although that might be stupid.
Well, we've done far stupider things. Let's do it.
All right, what would you like to do with the orbs while you're there? It takes you a couple hours to travel back, so now it's about 4 or 5 p.m.
So there are 2 orbs left. There's wind and earth, right?
Yes.
I want to like closely observe the windy one, and then I want to poke it.
So yeah, you closely observe it. It appears to be like a glass sphere filled with like swirling cloud, basically, like constantly swirling in the same direction. Anything in particular you wanted to look at it closely, or do you just want to poke it?
I mean, I guess I'll try.
Like, do you have questions about it? I'm not sure what you're looking closely at it is intended for.
Like,
it is an orb with wind, yes.
It's an orb with wind, but it doesn't look like inherently it's going to be dangerous to poke. That is the observation I was trying to make.
Yes, yeah, but like, how are you trying to apply a particular bit of knowledge you have? I'm just trying to like translate this into.
Yeah,
because there's not really like a vibe check, you know.
Yeah. Can I vibe check it by turning on my channel elements? And making wind flow around it and see if that changes what's happening inside the orbital?
Yeah, so you channel your elements, you open up that gate, and I think once you do so, you notice the wind inside the orb start spinning faster. It has clearly
Right.
reacted to you.
Interesting. Now I wonder what happens. Um, let's see. I'd like to use 4 winds on myself to like amplify the wind that I'm creating. And see if it reacts more. And if it doesn't, I'm just gonna poke it anyway.
After opening the gate, you try a different ability, and it doesn't seem to change anything. It seems that opening the gate
Okay.
was the thing that triggered it.
Then I poke it.
You reach out one finger slowly and just tap the glass on the outside. And suddenly, you had already summoned swirling winds around you, right? But another force of wind fills the room and starts to swirl throughout the whole room that the rest of you all feel as well. It's just a quick burst, right? Like maybe your hair blows back a little bit, but not enough to knock you off your feet or anything like that. It's fairly gentle. And Ayla, you hear a whisper. Call upon the wind to gain my blessing and soar through the sky. And you are given a blessing.
Ooh.
Oop, did that go? There we go. Now it did. Okay, cool. Elemental aid. Once within the next 24 hours, you can spend 1 action to call upon the wind, which will let you spend another action to fly up to 40 feet.
Good.
If you don't end that movement on solid ground, you fall.
Well, I have Featherfall.
Sure.
You know.
How many actions does it take to cast that?
1 action to call upon the wind, and then a...
No, I was talking about Featherfall.
Oh, yes.
Oh, it's a reaction.
There you go.
I can just reaction air cushion myself.
So you get 2 actions to fly 40 feet, basically once within the next 24 hours.
That was interesting. I guess maybe all of them at one point did something similar.
Who knows?
It could be an old wizard's ancient buff chamber.
Could be. Or wizard more like you, who has that special connection with nature.
Oh, I also misread. Everybody in the room gets that buff.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Blessing of the air, but you get a blessing. You get a blessing. You get a blessing. There you go.
I wonder what the fire and water ones would have done. Oh, wait, this also kind of reminds me of that one statue that we found. Where we had to drink all the water.
Oh, yeah. That one didn't go over so well with me.
Yeah, Yeah, I don't know. I like this one a lot more, personally.
Shall we explore the tunnel with the Darklands creatures?
I think it's worth a shot. If all else fails, we can leave pretty quickly now.
Did you want to check out the other orb while you're in this room, or nah? You just want to go for the air one.
Ayla is significantly less interested in the not windy orb.
That's fair.
Ashay glances sadly at the fire one.
Um,
Yeah, which is no longer there. It's just an empty
Mhm.
corner with glass shards.
Noticing Ashay's sadness, Nocti will come over and nuzzle her leg a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shay's gonna bend down and give Nocti scratches.
Ogden,
see.
Oswin, either of you interested in the Earth Orb? Since you're here,
Hmm.
you don't have to be. Just double checking before you all leave again. Because you were just in the room when all this is happening, so you know.
True.
It could be another enemy.
Emily.
Emily. Everyone wants to be.
Hmm. I don't know anything about magic, so I probably would not want to do anything with it.
That's fair.
Out of fear of spawning something worse than a smoke rat.
Does the Earth one seem like unnatural in any way?
Which one?
The Earth one?
You want to get closer and inspect it?
Sure.
All right. What kind of knowledge do you want to apply to it?
Nature?
Sure. Give me a nature check.
Oh, get my computer turned off. One thing.
No worries.
Oh, I was checking something. Okay, good to know.
I mean, to be fair, you could totally just poke the orb. Like, Ayla thought poking the orb was a stupid idea. She told y'all it was a stupid idea, and then she went and did it anyway. Like,
Hey, the whole reason we killed the dragon was because Ashay did it dumb.
Sorry, I'm getting back in right now.
No worries.
we're just a band of idiots. Great.
I can roll the skill for you if you're having technical difficulties.
Sure, that would help.
Yeah, nature. Okay. Yeah, so you get over to it and you look at it, and it's like it's got a bunch of like dark brown like patterns within it, kind of like a muddled, muddy texture to it that's kind of faintly pulsing with yellow wherever there's like cracks and things in it. But then it all has like a sphere of glass around all of that as well, so that's all shiny and things, right? Doesn't look like there's any cracks you could actually stick anything into or any pieces you could break off because it's all inside the glass. But all of that is it's not spinning like the air one is, it's just kind of sitting there kind of pulsing. But it clearly looks earthy in nature, right? Like it looks muddy and rocky a little bit. But it doesn't look any different than the air one otherwise. It just looks like a glass ball with some weird magic in it.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I don't really want to mess with them too much. He'll just poke it with the end of his staff.
All right, you reach out and dink and just tap the glass. And then all of a sudden, the ground underneath all of you starts shaking.
Oh no!
Not so violently that it like topples you over, but just like a rumble. And you hear in the rumbling a voice, "Call upon the earth to gain its strength." And you all get another buff. Woo! The Blessing of the Earth, which also lasts 24 hours. And
Oh, we get buffs for poking things now. That's cool.
yes, for being brave enough to poke the thing, even though you have fear that it will attack you.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
poking.
that just be the same forever. I'm sure we'll always just
Yeah.
get buffed for touching everything.
This
Yeah,
is this.
poking the fountain was good.
Yeah, this adventure is just training you to poke everything, so I get to set off all my traps. But the Blessing of the Earth is pretty sweet. Lasts for 24 hours, and you can spend an action to call upon the Earth, which will grant all of your melee strikes 2 extra damage until the start of your next turn.
Oh,
Ooh.
that would have been nice to have against a dragon.
Yeah.
We didn't hit it with any melee strikes, though. Did we?
I think Ogden did. I think
No,
No.
I did not. I did
think
not.
Ogden was mostly on the ground.
Oh, true. You
I-
dropped your sword. Yeah.
I did not roll a single attack.
Yeah, we hit it with a slingshot and the lightning bolt.
Based.
Oh dear.
Best way to deal with the dragon is from a distance.
And now that you've touched both of these orbs, the ground is shaken, the air around you is swooshed, and all of that. You notice the light in them beginning to fade, and you're not sure what exactly that means, but yeah. Unless you want to do some theory crafting of your own, or roll some skill checks or whatever.
Can I try a nature check to see if I can figure out what's going on?
Sure.
Blind.
All right. So, you think basically, you all have essentially consumed the magic that was stored here. This place was like an elemental battery, basically, and maybe that's why that one elemental was attracted here. Like, you're starting to put together the pieces now that you have more information. Like, oh, now that I notice the energy's fading, this all makes so much more sense now. And so you put together the theory that this place was like a battery for elemental magic, and you've taken that battery now, so it's probably just completely inert now.
See.
Do you communicate that to your teammates?
Before I communicate it, can I see if I can think of any way to replenish the elemental energy in the room?
Sure. Give me another nature check.
Okay. I'd like to use my hero point.
Okay.
Okay. Blind, there's 1. And blind, there's 2.
All right. So with about a high roll you can get, about.
So I rolled a natural 2.
Yes.
But now I'm getting false information. Got it. Good.
You think like some really high level druidry or wizardry could pull this kind of stuff off? It's not something you think you're capable of at the moment, but
Okay.
you do think it would be possible. Maybe you could get in contact with the local druids or something if you wanted to, but you're not. I'll say it like this. It's like the thought crosses your mind like, hey, we totally could get this place charged back up again, But then the thought follows, do we want to? And that's a question you can answer for yourself. But I mean, it was a place that attracted an elemental to it because of the energy it was held here, and the energy wasn't really doing anything otherwise. So you're unsure of what benefit it would hold to actually put energy back here again.
Ayla just likes elemental energy.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which
So you do know that
makes
elemental. I think Ayla would also be aware then that elemental energy doesn't come from nowhere. So if you stored elemental energy here, it would have to come from somewhere. Which means you'd be taking elemental energy from something to put it here.
Which is also not good.
Right. Well,
Or at least not optimal.
Right. It's not that it's not good, because like you use elemental energy for your own magics, right? And that's fine, right?
Yeah.
That is what it is. But filling this place with elemental energy wouldn't mean you've done a good thing for elemental energy by making more of it. It would be a net zero. It would be neutral, right? So
yeah.
Yeah. But it could be done.
I think we've depleted most of the elemental energy in the area, unfortunately, so no more orb blessings for us, I suppose.
Probably for the best. Seems to have come with a burning orb rat.
Is the wind in the wind orb still spinning? Or is it
it's
just
kind
faded?
of it's kind of slowing down.
I want to do an experiment. If I direct some wind at it, what happens? Does anything happen?
You direct some wind at it and it kind of spins up.
Do you think it would be
Do you
bad
keep directing
form?
wind at it? Sorry, I'm just trying to understand the situation here. Are you like
I wanna-
constant stream?
Not really. I just want to make it like swirl up, see if I can, you
Okay.
know?
So if you did a single burst, it would like spin up a bit and then start slowing down again. Like you gave it some momentum.
Yeah. Do you all think it would be bad form if we took this with us? I don't think it'll have much use, but I
Go
don't know.
for it.
It's really pretty.
Maybe we should try that after we experiment with tunnel stuff. But
That's probably a
go
good
for it.
idea.
If you think you can detach it safely, go for it. And even if you can't, we'll be here to help.
It's just
So you,
floating there, right? Like,
yeah, it is floating in the air, unmoving.
Okay, we'll come back post tunnel.
All right. So you head out towards the other tunnel. Torch is ready. And about an hour into your travel down into the tunnel, not much changes. The tunnel continues. I mean, it's not like a straight line, but it's just more tunnel. And you still can't see the end of it. There's just more tunnel. And it makes some weird twists and turns and things. But it doesn't like branch off or anything. It's just more and more tunnel as you go deeper and deeper underground. So it's been about an hour. Do you dig deeper or do you go back?
I'd say give it 2 hours, because that's how long before we notice anything the last time around. And that'll put us in at like 8 or 9 p.m.
So you dig a little deeper. You keep pushing more and more tunnel. And finally you come to a spot after about a half hour where the tunnels start branching off into other tunnels. And you ask yourself, in this deep dark place you don't know much about, do you want to risk getting lost? Because you can do
Nope.
that, and you can push deeper, but that is the concern now that there are more options ahead of you.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm okay leaving these unexplored. Who knows what's hiding in them?
Yeah. That makes sense.
I guess tomorrow we try and go
We'll
out
have
to
to-
the ruins and see if we can find a way under from there.
Yeah.
And then after that, we should have all the major exits in this complex. At least some idea of what they do, so then we can give our report and give her the best information we have as to how to make the city safe.
It's probably worth asking Tamily what she wants done with this place.
Well, if she really doesn't want to use any of the tunnels, collapsing early before it branches out into all of the escape things would be the way to go, or shoring it up there.
Hmm.
You know, like pretty close to the surface where there was really only one way to go.
Yeah, that would make sense.
If there's a way to get to the ruins, get from the ruins to under the fishery, you'd probably want to make sure that we know how to close that one off too, just so that kids and anything else can't get under there.
All right, so you're heading back up.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, so it was about 5 p.m. You headed 2 hours deep under the tunnel. So yeah, like Joanna predicted, about 9 p.m. you get back up to the surface. You unhook that hook and the rope that you always use to get down that one cliff. Back up into the basement of the fishery.
Oh.
Yes.
Were we gonna stop at the orb again on the way back?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
For Ayla's
Sorry, I misheard.
stupid room ornament.
So you stop
Yeah.
at the orb.
I'd like to try and pick it up or move it and see if anything happens.
All right, you reach out to grab it, and you pull. Give me a strength check. Or athletics, I guess, if you're trained in it.
I'm not. Can I get Nocti to help?
It's kind of an awkward angle because it's up in the air. I'm not sure how Nocti would help.
Moral support?
Nocti can roll an athletics check, sure.
Okay, how do I find Nocti's character sheet? Oh,
Now
under
you
the
can
pets tab.
bounce on the thing and try and push it down.
Nocti athletic. Blind?
No, but this will just tell us if
Okay.
Nocti gives you a +1 or not. Nocti does not give you a +1 on this check.
I cannot pass the check then.
So go ahead and let's see how well you do though. Okay, so you critically fail. So you gotta pull against this orb in the air and just you gotta pull and like nothing happens. Doesn't move. It almost looks like a mime routine or something because it's not connected to anything. You're trying to pull it out of the air, but it's just not budging. And you're not sure why. And your feet eventually slip out from under you as you pull more weight onto it, and you just fall on your ass. And you don't take any damage, but it's quite embarrassing.
Ow. Well,
Orb 1, AL 0.
I'll have to think of a better plan. Oh well.
When you notice now, it's been a few hours. The spinning wind inside is like almost gone.
Oh.
It's like just a faint little wisp in the middle now.
So does it basically look like a hovering clear glass orb with nothing
It's-
in it at this point?
It's pretty close to that, yeah. It's just a big old marble.
Can I try to see if I critically fail to move it?
Sure, give me an athletics check. Ogden, a little taller, gets in there, grabs it, a little more leverage, a little more muscle, and pulls, and just slips off the orb. It's just like smooth glass. It's really hard to grip. So you slip off of it, and you just go tumbling backwards, sliding back like a foot or so after you hit the ground.
Just for funsies, I'm gonna try.
You also fall on your ass. This orb has a 3 win streak now.
We can kill a dragon, but we can't take an orb.
Oswin, your turn.
There's like, you all feel this in your hands as you try to move it. It's not like you feel anything bend. It's very unnatural. Like physical things at least have some level of give when you push on them, right? This is like locked in space. It seems like it's going to be extremely difficult to move.
Every time someone fails, the winds spin up a little bit and like mocking us.
Give it a go.
Somebody's going to nat 20 it eventually, right?
Even if I nat 20, it would still be a failure, I'm pretty sure.
Oswin is the first one to score victory against the orb. To score a draw against the orb by not falling on his ass trying to pull the orb out of the air. But you do not successfully budge the orb.
I
Pull it.
I succeed by just hanging in the air.
Yes. You have to jump up to just hang from it. Perfect.
I'm sure I'll think of something eventually.
So now you head back up.
With bruised tailbones.
Yes. And like I said, you pull that rope up, you head back up into the basement. And upstairs, it's been about a week since you first started this journey. So of course, it's time for another fishery party. And you can hear the music going on upstairs, the cheers and laughter and people dancing around. People shouting at each other about random things. People just, trying to talk over each other because it's just a rowdy crowd up there. And you can just hear, all the sounds of a fun fishery party going on up there.
Do we want to party tonight or get some sleep?
Party sounds.
We did kill a dragon. I feel like that deserves some level of celebration.
All right. Yeah. Let's enjoy our moment.
And so you emerge through the doors from the basement into the back room of the fishery and out into the main room of the fishery, where Tamily turns around from her spot standing on the front counter and she says, "Ah! Everyone! Attention, please!" As she starts just rapping on her mug she's got that's full of ale. And she says, "The heroes of Otari are here! These folks killed the dragon! Everybody give them a cheer! Ah!" Everybody in the room stops and cheers and is like clapping. And she says, "All of your drinks are on the house tonight. Come on, come join the fun." And you join in on the partying and stuff. And it's excellent. If anyone wants to roleplay stuff at the party, feel free. Otherwise, I'll just describe how it all goes.
I will be back. Joanna needs a quick break.
That's fine.
Good luck. Yeah, and Tokti's gonna spend most of the party once again looking at the fish. Well, Ayala tries to keep her away from the fish.
Classic.
After what happened with the dragon, I would get at least a drink, if not a couple.
Absolutely. Tamily will happily provide. Drink your fill, my friend. You've earned it. You've earned it.
What types of drinks what the words are hard. What
Rum and ale.
Thank you. I still haven't figured out how to put that sentence together. Oh well.
What booze y'all got?
I guess that works. Yeah, Ayla would take some rum.
Excellent. All right. Yep. Absolutely. And yeah, everyone, throughout this whole party, people come by to congratulate you again, pat you on the back and like, I always knew you were someone special, that kind of stuff, right? Just giving you some praise for your achievement here of protecting the town, of killing a dragon, of uncovering this whole adventure underneath the town. Several times different people will toast in your name throughout the event, but everyone here is already quite drunk by the time you've gotten here, so some of you spend some time catching up. You all end up having a nice time being celebrated here. And party eventually begins to wind down just a little bit. Some people start to go home. It starts to get closer to, the end of the evening, towards the towards midnight. I was about to say towards the beginning of the next day, but that kind of implies morning. But it gets towards midnight. Some people start leaving. And eventually, Tamily kind of brings you all over to a table where she has now set out a big plate of various snacks. Various like fried vegetables, sausage rolls, cookies, and a new fresh mug of ale for everybody. She says, come on, sit down. All of you. Gesturing at you four.
Go sit.
I will scoop up Nocti, sit, and plop her on my lap so that she can't escape and wreak havoc on the fish.
Yes, enjoy some snacks, please. Again, on the house. Excellent job, all of you. I heard of your accomplishments. Word has gotten around town already. So we made this party extra special tonight.
We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
We had a great time.
It's nice to relax a bit.
Well, thank you is really what I should be saying, and I will continue to be saying, because, I really owe you one for that. A dragon underneath our town, and underneath my establishment, no less. Well, I'm glad you took care of it, let's put it that way. And I'm glad you're all safe. That's the important part. But I think I have an idea of how to repay you, at least in some small manner. Now, here's my thought. All right. She has not a mischievous look to her eye, but almost like an adventurous look, like she's remembering some adventurous spirit that she has not partaken in quite some years. He says, now, everyone knows that a good adventuring team needs a base of operations, right? A place to hang your head, a place to put your gear, a place that's truly your own, not some place you rent or stay at, but your place. For all of you together, a new adventuring group. Headquarters, a hideout. Yes?
Nodding. Mm-hmm.
Sure. I mean, I do kind of like the library, though. There are lots of books in the library.
We can build our own library eventually.
Yes, see, I like how she thinks. So, I think I have just the place for you. I happen to have an old fish camp that I used to run right up the road from here. I haven't been using it since I set this place up, but I haven't sold it either. It's still out there. And so it's just out of town. Could be a perfect location. And it's been empty for a while, so you'll want to check it out, of course. Be a little bit careful with that, but, you take a look at it, you like it, it's yours. No questions asked. That is your place for the four of you to split can live in, do whatever you want with it. Make it your base of operations, yes? Oh, and she snaps her fingers, remembering something. Don't mind Blue Finley. They're harmless.
What?
If you meet Blue Finley, don't mind Blue Finley.
Okay, good to know.
Yes. They're harmless.
Where is this place again? Sorry, I'm just trying to find it on the map, like
Oh, no
location-wise.
You won't find it on the map. It's about 6 miles down the road.
Ah, okay. That makes sense because the map's only like a quarter mile wide.
Yeah, I
Yes,
mean,
any
having
other
a roof over.
questions?
Oh no, I was just gonna say, having a roof over my head is better than sleeping in a tent, which is what I've done for most of my life.
Yes. Well, this is still a camp of sorts, right? It's a little far away from civilization. I figure it'll be perfect for all of you. Some of you like to live out in the woods and stuff, I know. So this is a little separated from civilization. A perfect place to call your own, I think.
And it's still close enough to be able to easily come into town, too.
Exactly.
It's nice.
Sounds lovely.
Oh, speaking of coming to town, one of the tunnels under your place leads out into the forest.
Ah, yes. We'll have to get all that boarded up.
Yeah. Another might lead to the Darklands. We saw a couple Darklands creatures down there.
Interesting. Yes, we'll certainly board all these things up. I'll get a crew together. We'll go down. We'll construct some walls over everything. I'll get a new basement wall, of course, as well. I think the real big threat was the dragon, though, and you all took care of that. I don't think the kobolds would be so brazen without that backing. So that was good. Now that that's taken care of,
No.
yes.
I don't think there are any kobolds left either.
Well, I mean, if new kobolds were to come in through an old cavern or something, they probably wouldn't do all of this again unless they had another dragon, which is extremely unlikely.
Yeah, that's where most of your fish went, was to feed the dragon.
Ah, that makes sense. Yes, so that problem taken care of. Thank you. Oh, while I'm thinking of it, be careful checking out your new base, the fish camp. It's been a few years since I left it. I'm sure Blue Finley's still there, but not really sure what else might have holed up there in the meantime. So just don't go rushing in and setting up your furniture before you give it a good proper look. But once you give it a good proper look, then I'm sure it's safe.
Can't be worse than a dragon, right?
Of course, yeah. That I never encountered a dragon there. There's always spiders. Sometimes they get pretty big. Some bears. Oh, no offense.
Oh, none taken.
Yes, yeah. So some wild beasts that are not so well behaved as Coda might try to tear you up, right? Just steer clear of those ones that are not so polite. But yes, no dragons.
All right. Well, I think we'll spend one more night in the city. Maybe poke around the ruins and see if there's a tunnel from there leading to the network, and then we'll head out after that.
Very good.
I'm gonna have so much catch-up work to do when we come back at the library.
Well, you may not need to do as much work because you won't need to be working for your rent.
Yes, you all have the skills of a new band of adventurers. I do say so myself. You may not need your day jobs anymore. I'm sure you've all made plenty of money on this recent trip, and there are always more troubles in Otari.
Oh fuck, that's the name of the adventure.
Hey, title drop. Had to sneak that one in there.
So we'll thank Timley for her hospitality.
Of course. Thank you again. Thank you.
I'm happy to be of service to the city.
Yeah.
Well, it's settled. While you're out doing that, checking the ruins and then going out to check the camp, I'll make sure all the paperwork is done so it's all official. I'll get you the deed. Well, I've got to get back to the party and make sure all these people get home safely. There's been some extra drinks passed out tonight after all of the reason to celebrate, of course. So, hey, more drinks, more snacks. Feel free to take whatever you want on the way out. And I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow.
All right. And so you all head out of the Otari fishery after a night of revelry and enjoying the company of the other townsfolk here. And you realize that like everybody now looks at you a little different. You all have managed to prove yourselves to this town. Show that you have the adventurous spirit that founded this town in the first place. And that you're not done growing yet. There are still many more chapters in your story. And so we'll end tonight a little early as you have completed chapter 1 of this adventure. And next time we gather, you'll start up with the next chapter.
Is chapter 1 like where we're supposed to get to level 2? Like the end of chapter 1?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, you're supposed to be level 2 by the end of... You're supposed to be level 2 before fighting the dragon, basically. Yeah.
Okay.
So we're basically on level. That's cool.
Yeah, you're probably a
Yeah.
little ahead of the curve, honestly, which is good. So.
Because,
Yeah.
I mean, we killed the dragon, and that's supposed to be hard to kill, and we're supposed to run from the dragon.
Yeah, the chapters will take you... first chapter is like levels 1 and 2, and then you go 2 to 3, and then 3 to 4, and then I think one more chapter at 4th level.
Okay.
Basically. But you might get a little out of it with all the extra XP you've been earning, so who knows? Yeah, thank you all for joining me tonight. It was good
for
stuff,
running.
and I'm glad we
Roleplay
wrapped up.
checking out- Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, what were you saying? Sorry.
Roleplay checking out the ruins, or should we just?
We can
fold
do that
that
next time.
into Getting
Yeah.
out of town.
But we can get to that next time. That's fine.
Okay. I wasn't sure if that was like an XP thing or something like that would actually be relevant for future things. Or
I mean, we
was
can skip over it if you want and just summarize it. Basically, you'll.
I'm okay either way.
Yeah, let's just say you've already been there, right? We don't want to waste too much time with it. If you guys go down there in the morning, you'll find that door leads to a little like 3 by 5 foot little pocket of air underneath the ruins, and everything else is collapsed. So there's just a couple kobolds living there. But there's no other like tunnels leading out of it or anything. Just none of you went down deep enough to get to the doors the kobolds were going in. So they
But
basically
like,
were just hiding.
I thought
there.
Ashay went to the door, just not through the door, because
Yeah.
the kobold was behind the door.
so the door basically leads to a closet that they've been
Yes.
living in.
Exactly.
Aw,
Okay.
poor kobolds.
Well, that's good to know. At least there's not like a way to sneak from the ruins to Tamili's place.
Yeah, at least that's true. Based on the conversation I had with them before, it probably did link up, but due to the cave-in, it's just a closet.
All right.
All right. So yeah, thank you all for joining me this week. We'll
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we'll do another one next week. I might be busy. I'll keep you all posted. We'll see. But
I volunteered to close next week, so I
Okay.
wouldn't be free until between 9 and 9:30. So if we just postpone for a bit.
yeah, we might.
And
It's
then
the
the week
holiday
after that
season.
is literally Christmas Day.
Yeah. So I was gonna propose maybe we just, it's a perfect
And
time.
then
We end.
after that is New Year's Day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but New Year's
have-
Day is fine, right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's not New Year's
Uh,
Eve.
Arya and I will be in Oregon.
We'll work it out. Either way,
Yeah.
right now at the end of a chapter is a perfect time to take a few weeks off for the holidays.
Yeah.
So, I'll see
And we didn't
y'all.
lose anybody.
Exactly. So I'll see y'all when I see y'all, whenever it's in next week's or whatever. We'll figure it out. Ta-da!
Bye, everyone.